Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who has been racking up a bit of debt, karmic debt, and has left themselves vulnerable in a situation where now those consequences are finally coming through. It's kind of like floodwater, you know, everything all at once. So even though they may have been kind of pleased with themselves, like, I've been able to get away with this, or I didn't have any consequences for that, now it's like all of the bill is due at the same time. We were okay with that credit system for a while, but now you got to pay up. So everything seems to be happening at once, or at least like three things in particular that set this person back. It's like they're all happening at the same time. Little reminder for them, I guess. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Key Controller. How we doing? What should we continue with? I think we'll go with the Cook's Tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Holy Ghost. What's happening? What else do we have? Ten of Wands. Notice in the Ten of Wands we have the monkey on the back. Now, maybe you love animals and that doesn't seem like such a problem, but this is about a sense of like everything is on you, everything is frustrating, and there's nowhere else to turn. With the World in the reverse, this is like, I don't know how to get things to slow down. It's like everything is just like getting out of hand. Page of Cups in the reverse, Eight of Swords in the reverse, King of Wands in the reverse. Now that they're realizing that their plans are not working, or that people don't really care to be their friends anymore, maybe they're even realizing that they have some issues as far as the people that they work with or their own family. It's multiple areas of their life that are being impacted negatively. So it could be that there's some truth about their behavior that is coming to light and changing whether or not people want to be associated or work with them. Hey, Dana, how are you doing? All right, let's see what else we've got. We're going to go with the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. Tell me more about this King of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who's mad. Have you ever had somebody get mad because you reacted to the thing that they did? It's like that. You know, like if you throw a ball at the fence and then it comes flying back at you and hits you in the face, it's like, I don't really have anybody to blame over here except for me. Who am I going to blame? The fence for like existing? This is somebody who whipped a boomerang, forgot about it, and now the boomerang is coming back on them. Hello, Zats. How you doing? Hello, GLM. How are you? Hello, Sam. Not looking to marry anybody on my YouTube. Hello, Ryan. How is Australia? So we have the Four of Pentacles, Magician in the reverse, and the Hierophant in the reverse. So there was let's just say there was a self-awareness issue. Someone who has, I think, a pretty big ego here is going through something that humbles them a bit. Four of Pentacles could indicate that we have somebody that has a secret and that secret has come out. It could also refer to somebody who's going through financial issues and maybe they feel like that's going to impact how people view them. But with the Hierophant in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse, this is like a loss of control. So whatever I had worked to build as a facade or a reputation or whatever I wanted people to believe, now people are no longer believing. So they have no social credit. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, May Marie. Hello, 661. How are you doing? Oh, I don't know if I'm a very good role model for that. I have none of that, like, Cassie energy. Not waking up at 4:30 in the morning for my skincare. But I do think that really important to remove makeup at night. That's one thing. Hello, Pranav. How are you doing? I don't know what you're trying to say there, but I'm going to encourage you to find somewhere else to say it. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Pee-wee. What's up? Hello, Cypher. Pee-wee, the Cash App, which I do use for personal readings, by the way, is Miss Carmencita, M-I-S-S, Carmen, C-I-T-A. There's a black cat profile pic. So if you're looking for a personal reading or if you want a personal question, I just have to be able to confirm it. So I can't do it in real time. You're in India, Vanessa. I love Indian cuisine. Initially, when I tried it, I was not equipped to be able to handle the spice. Y'all can handle some heat, but I like it much more now. I think partly because living in Mexico helped me to like appreciate jalapenos, for example. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. There is change happening, and I feel like because of disruption or, a transitional period, this, what are we calling you? King of Wands in the reverse. They felt like they could take advantage and take more. It's like, oh, everybody's busy celebrating like a wedding or a birthday. I can sneak over to the gift table and take what I want from it because everybody else is distracted. That's kind of the vibe. Whatever it is that they take, whatever it is that they did that was not cool, it was not the first time that they earned some bad karma. Four of Wands and the Two of Swords. So they had this opportunity to do right. You know when they have those like sitcom moments or movie moments where very like contextually based, they're letting you know that the protagonist or the main character has a really heavy decision they need to make. Am I going to go this direction or am I going to go that direction? Am I going to say yes or am I going to say no? This is like, you had your chance. We appreciate that you like to dodge, dive, dip, and dodge all of your consequences. But if you have this chance, this like exit ramp where you could do right, or you could fix things, or you could be honest, or you could apologize, and then you're like, screw that. I don't want to do that. That sounds lame. I'm doing just fine, pretending that I've never done anything wrong in my life. And then the universe is like, oh, really? Noted. And then, delivery of karma. Knock, knock. Hello, Rachel. What's happening? Hello, Rithik. How are you doing? I'm so glad. I knew, Rachel, you would get it. I cannot tell you how much I love that movie. It's a movie that makes you dumber for having watched it. And I'm okay with losing brain cells if that's what I get to be doing with my time. Rip Torn is an excellent addition to that movie, So we have the Page of Cups and the High Priestess in the reverse. They had this opportunity and they chose poorly. They chose the wrong door. They chose the trap door instead of the prize door. And down into the chute they go, and they have some sort of wild ride that they signed up for because they refused to make things right or be honest about what had happened. Now with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the King of Pentacles, it's like they have to watch somebody else get what they felt entitled to. That's part of their karma because they do deal with jealousy. I do think that a big challenge or call to action for them right now is, hey, could you learn to be happy for other people? Do you have to be jealous, or do you have to have it all? Or could you be a little bit more understanding of where other people are coming from, a little bit more compassionate, right? I'm glad you agree, Rachel. Hello, Jimmy. How's Oklahoma doing? Oh, I'm glad you like it too, Dana. Thank you, May Marie. Hello, Sophie. How are you doing? This is, yes, I would say in addition to global in general, it would be timeless. So even though I may comment on what holidays are around when I'm doing the reading, unless I put a time frame in the title, then it is a timeless reading as well. I do have all signs readings in a separate playlist if you want to look for something specific to astrological sign. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing? Jeff, do you think you could whisper for me? I don't know why you're yelling at me. Yes, I feel like in a lot of situations, what happens first is the negative karma gets doled out and then the positive karma. But as I was just talking about, we also have this, now you're dealing with consequences, and part of that is to watch somebody that you didn't feel was worth it get what you don't think they should get. Two of Cups in the reverse. So this could be an ex who is really determined to make sure that if you were not going to be with them, that you wouldn't be happy with anyone else. This could be an ex-best friend that wanted to make sure that they were able to turn everyone against you. But this person has caused more problems for themselves than alleviated them. Sometimes it takes a while for the film to develop. And now they're starting to see that what they thought was a victory is actually leading to a significant loss for them. I feel that, Jimmy. Ain't much better over here in Tennessee. Hello, Matt. Indeed. Hello, Ramona. How are you doing? I visited Germany and I had a lovely time. I know you didn't ask, but if you're from Germany, much love. I was in Karlsruhe, Stuttgart, and Berlin. There's another smaller town, but I don't think I'm going to be able to remember it. But I spent most of my time in Karlsruhe, which was pretty cool. Especially at, I shouldn't admit this. One of my favorite places in Karlsruhe is, or was, hopefully it's still there, there was an Irish pub. And I challenged an Irishman to a drink off of an Irish car bomb. I'm classy, you guys. Hello, how's it going, Marsha? How you doing? That was a long time ago, just so you know. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. I think this is you. Whoever this reading is for, you are going to be made aware of somebody who is getting consequences that they should have gotten probably a long time ago. And they are also going to be aware of things moving into a better place for you. So you're coming through as this Queen of Pentacles, someone who would have been shortchanged, but now you're going to, with the Six of Swords and the upright, it's just what you're clarifying. This is saying things are getting better for you as things are getting worse for the other person. Now, I just want to put a little asterisk on this. A lot of people who end up with abundance and positive karma do not waste their time wishing ill upon others. And I feel like whoever is this Queen of Pentacles, maybe they did in the past, maybe they're just kind of like, whatever, you know, you do you, I'll do me. But I would not waste your energy on wishing ill for others, because it takes away from the energy that you have to manifest good for yourself. Put it all in yourself. Or if you meet somebody, or if you have someone in your life that's worth investing in, do that. But I, in general, discourage any kind of like wishing ill for other people. I do feel like you're going to know what happens to this person. I do feel like you took a different path. It's like saying you took the high road. I know you wanted to make me feel bad about myself, or I know you wanted to turn everyone against me, or get me fired, or kicked out, whatever it might have been. But I walked away. I let everybody else make up their mind about you for themselves. I'm not going to be here like documenting everything you said and did and trying to, convince everybody they have to be on my side. Let them choose. The ones who actually know how to be a good friend and who analyze the facts instead of just believing the first thing that they hear, they will know what really happened. Yeah, exactly. Hello, April. How are you doing? Hello, Mark. What's going on? Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the reverse. Yeah. So even though this may have been a little bit of a lonely time for you, you may have been having to try to figure out, is this person still my friend? Is that person judging me based on something that my ex said about me? Even though it may have felt like you were kind of left to your own devices, there's this upside to life. There's this positive motion for you. Improvement with your finances, improvement with stability, maybe a better living situation or work life. But things are improving for you because you did not waste your energy on trying to lash out at this person or retaliate. Merry Christmas, Hadley. How are you doing? I think I have seen it spelt with a Y before. Yep, that's true. Hello, Attila. How are you doing? I mean, I actually didn't turn on the other ones. Hold on. There, even better, right? Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. How can you look at that card and not think that we have somebody who's like, do they get mad at me for saying, can I just say bad A? You know, like not a-hole, but like bad A. I mean, this is just like, or like BAMF. You're coming through as like pretty amazing, very capable. People have underestimated you. And even though there might have been some that were buying into the gossip or some that didn't feel like you were up to the task, you're proving a lot of people wrong. And I feel good. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it when people underestimate me. And then it's like, oh, huh. It's fun to prove people wrong in the right way. This is like, no, I was able to detach from that situation. I knew I needed to focus on the important things in my life and not get caught up in the drama or the toxicity. And you have something to show for it, and they don't. And instead, they're going through an era of loss. So it does kind of feel like there's a like flip-flop here, where they felt that their stock was rising and yours was, bottom of the barrel. And then just as they get to, like, I really, like, look at me, I'm so awesome, all of a sudden it starts to change. It's making me think of the game Monopoly on Wii. I don't know if any of you ever played that. I got a little bit addicted to it. They had like the talking monocle dude, which was kind of cool. But at the end of like each round, it would show you your stocks rising and falling. And quite often, if one was raising, there was probably another one that was falling. Theirs is falling. They anticipated good things, and now they're realizing those good things are evaporating. And you're seeing a lot of the abundance they were hoping to see. Hello, Furtis. How are you doing? Hello, Alok. How are you doing? Hello, Tita. What's up? Two of Cups in the reverse, Three of Swords, and the Four of Cups. I think for all of the effort that they have put into undermining or eroding the friendships or support that you had in your life, they were not as successful as they thought they were originally. There could be people who initially just try to stay out of it, and then they end up realizing that you're the one who's causing less of the drama. I mean, especially if these are people who are all on, social media together, it doesn't really take much intelligence after a breakdown to see who's being more antagonistic or who's a little bit more mature in how they approach things. So I do think that there is a shift as far as people supporting the Queen of Pentacles when initially they may have been kind of questioning it, and more so on the King of Wands side. All right, this is the Path of Shadows. Hello, Universal. How are you doing? Hello, Leo. What's up? Hello, AJ. I do personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Sam. Good for you, Universal. Jinn. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. There was a hollow victory here. Because we have someone who is using manipulation or deception, their victory is like a balloon, and it's been popped. It's no longer there. They don't go for long-term gratification, or they don't put in the work required. So everything is just kind of like shoddy construction. So conversely, people are seeing that you've been working on yourself and that you've been going through a transformation. That's right, you're the toad. Turn it into a prince, perhaps? Not all of you. Hello, Regina. How are you doing? Hello, Mad. What's up? Hello, Unida. What's up? Yeah, you deserve more respect than that. Skull, transcendence, intuition, and power. There's a power shift. If they had control over the conversation, or if they felt like everybody was on their side, that's no longer the case. Maybe they just messed around too much trying to pretend. If you're wearing a mask, you can't wear it for too long, right? I remember when I was a kid, there was this like monster mask that I was wearing, and it had like a green face and like wiry, crazy hair, but it was plastic, and you can't really wear that for like 5 hours without wanting to like breathe normal, right? This is someone who tried to make it seem like they were the noble and like kind individual in this pair or in this breakup. Tried to make it seem like you were the problem and they were without accountability. Their story's falling apart, and people are seeing that you're the one who likely was trying to do right by your partner or your friend. Ghoul. In the shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can, not remembering when was the last time that life tasted well. Thank you, Laura. So they're not happy, which is probably why they feel like they have to interrupt other people's happiness, or why they feel like they have to keep taking more. Some people will never be happy. It doesn't matter how much they have, doesn't matter how much they achieve. It's just like more, or I'm not good enough, right? There's an issue here with insecurity is what I feel. Yep, that's what it seems like. What do we think? We're gonna go with the Beginner's Tarot. Hello, Sidhu, how are you doing? Thank you for encouraging subscriptions. Hello, Ever, how are you doing? Six of Swords in the reverse. Someone who feels stuck. Someone who feels like people are no longer interested or listening. That all of their efforts have been a waste. That their greed has been exposed, and this Queen of Pentacles is getting all the attention again. All the positive energy seems to be flowing to this Queen of Pentacles, even if for a while it seemed like this King of Wands had been able to block it or steal it. Nine of Cups in the reverse, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Waste. It's a waste of their time. So they could have been working on something for themselves. They could have been advancing their own goals. They could have been working on the healing they need to do, but they took their time to attack. They took their time to spread rumors. And now they're finding they don't have the friends that they used to. Now they're finding that, they're exposed. The things that they were saying or doing behind everyone's backs now is public knowledge. Justice in the reverse, Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So it's a short-lived sense of victory, an empty victory. I felt like I had gotten, like the winner title after the breakup. I thought everyone was on my side. But now, after there's been time for things to kind of settle down, looks like people don't believe me anymore. This is the Situations deck. Hello, Charlene. How are you doing? It does. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm not going to go reach for it because it fell behind my bookshelf, but it is the Bounty Hunter card. I think we had somebody who decided to look up the truth. Okay, so you said you and this person got into an argument and they said this or they did that. But what's weird is that it seems like you lied about that. It looks like you misled people about that. So as time passes, it's more and more clear that the King of Wands was unreasonable. They were not honest about their intentions, or there's greed all over this reading. So they just don't consider other people. That's funny. So we have interview, talk, conversation, get on the same page. I think this is a close friend that may have initially believed the rumors or may have been just kind of stepping back, like, I don't know what to do right now. I'm just going to see how things play out. But this is someone who's reaching out to the Queen of Pentacles to say, hey, here's what's going on, or hey, I feel like I need to talk to you and understand what happened because I feel like maybe I was lied to. There it is, the gossip card. Maybe I shouldn't have believed what was said, or, I wish I could have heard your story earlier. There's people realizing who the real friend is or who the honest individual is. and who has the respect for people during times like this. Wow, okay, so we have the Twin Flames card, the one Mirrored Souls or Pledged. This could be a reference to the fact that we have like an exclusive relationship, or we could also have someone who felt obligated to the King of Wands. Like I felt like I needed to listen to them or choose their side because they're my brother, or I work with them. But now we have like a shift and an acknowledgement that maybe things need to go a different way. Maybe there are facts that are conflicting with this King of Wands version of events that make me want to at least get the other side of the story, right? All right, so let's see what we get from the energy oracle. Hello, Sue, how are you? Hello, Daniel. Hello, Asya, how you doing? Hello, Clark Kent. Let's just make sure we're not coming through as like judging people. We don't really support that around here. We're going for tolerance, all right? We've got Angel of Strength. This is that Queen of Pentacles, somebody who, yeah, maybe they were a little bit quieter during the argument. Maybe they backed away and didn't feel the need to have some sort of public altercation or argument. Maybe they decided to give people space and let them make up their own minds. But it allows for the social community or the friends or family to see, okay, well, this is the person who's clearly starting all the drama, and whatever gossip they were spreading or whatever story they were saying was the truth ended up to be primarily lies. So I don't think we can actually trust that individual. And this is because you are protected. People who lie about you, eventually that truth is going to come through. The truth always outs. And that's why this King of Wands now is looking around, wondering if they actually have any friends left, looking around to see if they have lost opportunities, maybe even in a romantic sense, because people don't take them seriously now. It's like, well, we were trying to understand what happened and you thought it was cool to lie about what you did or what really took place just to make yourself look better. That's not why we were asking you what happened. So I do feel like there is a friend switching sides, so to say, just kind of like, hey, I feel like maybe I owe you an apology. I would love to take you out to lunch or buy you some coffee. I think now that some time has passed and I have a little bit of a greater understanding of what's really going through or going on, I think I made a mistake initially and should have been more supportive of you. What else do we have? We have imprisonment. Now this is interesting because we did also have this legal card. We could have something where an actual law has been broken by this King of Wands. Especially if they were trying to make you out to look like a problem. They could have been trying to accuse you of something that you'd never done, or lying about whether or not they took action against you that was illegal. But they are freaking out right now because it looks like there's a chance that they could have some legal consequences for whatever it is that they did. Defaming you or your business, taking or damaging any of your property, anything like that. They may not have realized at the time that it could actually have some serious legal consequences for them. So we have great fortune, false person, and child. Now that we have the truth coming out, now that this dishonest individual, the King of Wands, is being identified as someone who has lied, and the Queen of Pentacles is being identified as innocent, we have some major change. This could be like a divorce, child custody, or maybe even division of assets being looked at differently because we have new information on the table that suggests somebody was lying or trying to make someone else out to be the problem, or make it look like they were cheating or, you know, not really operating with good intentions. Now it's clear that somebody was lying. Somebody was trying to make it look like this Queen of Pentacles was a problem when they really weren't. So that may have consequences, especially if it was in a courtroom, right? They don't really take kindly to people who think it's okay to lie about what really happened or lie about what was said. This is the What's the News Oracle. Let's see what else we've got. Hello, Hunter. How are you doing? Hello, Natalie. Or is it Natalia? Hello, Natalia. I'm sorry to hear you went through that. I hope you're all right now. Memories. Missing someone, regression, revisiting the past, and honeymooning. Love on the brain, talking often, feeling all the feels. So this person who comes back around, this is somebody who I think is a close friend. I'm not necessarily seeing this as like romantic, even though I can understand why some would. This is someone who misses talking to you all the time. This is somebody who's thinking about how much fun they had when you were friends or when you were hanging out, before all of this awkwardness or drama started to take place. Hello, pretty. How you doing? Hello, Co-Create. How's your day? So we have brick wall, defense mechanism, guarded, hard to reach, and sneaky link, hidden lover, low-key situationship, and side piece. Maybe this is somebody who was trying to make it sound like you were cheating when they were actually doing it. So we could have some projection. Whatever I don't want to get discovered, I'm going to make it sound like you did it so that it's harder for you to accuse me. People just think you're lobbing insults. We could have somebody who was the affair partner or third party coming out with their truth and spoiling whatever this plan was for the King of Wands to control the narrative. So there are people in the social community or this family who are not interested in hearing anything else from this King of Wands. All right, so there it is. We have the end of this relationship basically happening because of proof of somebody stepping out on a relationship, or this could be, you know, I didn't think you were hanging out with my sibling or my ex, but now we have a baby on the way. You can't really lie about whether or not it was cheating if there's like biological proof like that, you know? So yeah, lots of consequences. This could be somebody who's losing a job. This could be somebody who's losing their friendship or support group. There could be family members of this King of Wands who decide they would rather be supportive of or show up maybe even in court for this Queen of Pentacles because it's the right thing to do. So that could be a little bit of a shift, right? All right, let's get a few from the Gypsy Oracle. Hello, Kindle Wax. Yep, if you would like to tip or donate, you could also donate memberships if you'd like. Hello, Prathu, how are you doing? Oh, please don't include your date of birth. I don't need that. Hello, Lenny. How's your day going? We have Malady. Malady is like an illness. You can kind of guess that from the picture on the card here. There's an affliction here, or a little bit of a dark attachment. This is something that was delayed, something that maybe the King of Wands was able to kind of pretend like, oh, this isn't going to go poorly, or there aren't going to be any consequences here. They convinced themselves everything was going to be fine, but now they're being seen as the enemy. Now they're being seen as the person who spread rumors or tried to like vilify the other person when they were the one causing the problems, right? We have despair. They didn't expect things to deteriorate so rapidly or to lose so many people, but information is spreading about somebody getting pregnant, or some sort of proof that this person was in fact the like reason for the end of the relationship or for the drama. This has led to a lot of people reconsidering their stance or who they support or who they want to be associated with. Hey, Marsha, let's like chill a little bit on asking personal information, please. Hello, Abo, how are you doing? We have servant and old woman. I think we have a witness, someone who is very generous with their time or does a lot for other people. Could be somebody who is retired, could be somebody like a grandmother or grandfather figure. But we have, like, I'm showing up to help somebody, maybe make them some food or help them with some lawn care or watch the kids or whatever. And as this person is trying to help, they see something or they observe or overhear something. And that's confirmation that this King of Wands has been lying. So we have wedding. I do feel like this is about a problem within a marriage that leads to somebody deciding to walk away and people trying to figure out, does this mean like I can't be your friend, or who was really at fault? All of that. Oh, thank you, Unita. Or Unita. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. Apologies. What is the probability that they will learn from these bad decisions after this fallout and reconciliation? I love how you worded your question. Thank you. I'm writing it down just to make sure that I don't lose it if the live chat rolls up, but I can start that pretty quickly here. From these bad decisions. After this fallout. And a reconciliation. I got that for you. Let me just pull a few more cards on the general reading. I'll wrap that up and then I will tackle your question, okay? Let's see. We're gonna go with the Tarot of the Nile, since we had somebody who was in denial. They really didn't think they were gonna have any consequences. They were like, I can just keep acting like this and everybody's gonna believe me. Nope, sorry. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Hello, Mimi. It's probably not the greatest spot to test out the shooting your shot ability. Three of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Three of Cups. So I thought I had all the troops rallied behind my cause. I thought I had all our friends and family believing that you were the problem. I thought I had convinced them that you stepped out or that you pushed me away. But now there's evidence or, you know, a witness to what actually happened, and they've all abandoned me and decided to be on your side, right? They still don't regret this. I don't think they're learning their lesson. Five of Cups is in the reverse. They're like, I'm sure everything will be fine. And they don't want to believe that they were the reason that all of this happened. They still want to blame you. They still want to blame people who changed their minds. They still want to blame whoever might have overheard or seen something. It's never their fault. And that's a problem, right? Yeah, I think it will be co-create. We have the King of Cups, Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the Three of Swords. So now we have a lot more compassion and support being offered to this Queen of Pentacles from friends or family, people who are apologizing or saying, you know, I wish I'd been a little bit less willing to believe what I'd heard. Sorry that you've gone through that, and what can I do to help you at this point? And maybe for some, it's like, I don't know if that's really a friend. Like, you showed me your true colors when you were so quick to believe something about me that you probably should have known was a lie. And in other situations, maybe it's more so like, I understand, you know, you're related to them. You probably felt like you had to give them the benefit of the doubt. But there's like a mixed reaction here, right? Some people it's like, I get it. Other people it's like, you know me for 10 years, man. Like, how could you be so confused on that? Or why didn't you at least talk to me about it? Hello, Kelly. How are you doing? Hey, Grindhard. How are you doing? All right, let's start with that question for... I don't know if you told me if I'm supposed to say Unida or Unida. I kind of like saying Unida because it makes me think of... What is that sushi? Unagi? Yeah. Here I go, getting myself hungry for sushi. Oops. All right, what is the probability that they learn from these bad decisions after this fallout and a reconciliation? We have the Tower, definitely a lot of change, disruption, frustration. They're going through a loss of friendship and some, judgment from people, feeling overwhelmed. So are they going to learn? I don't think they've had enough yet. I think this is somebody who is coming back for more. It's like, I can handle it. Strangest analogy, but what I'm seeing in my mind is the character in Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan, when he was on the ship's mast, I think is the proper term for that, in the middle of the storm, like, come at me, bro. Which is not a very healthy approach for this individual because they should be able to learn from the situation. But it's like they're buckling down and saying, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do anything difficult or learn my lesson because I don't want to. Tired because of pregnancy. Thank you, Dana. I've added that for you. All right, so what are the chances of a reconciliation? In a, how do I say this? There's pretty small chances right now, but in a year or in 5 years, the chances increase. It's about how much it requires for this person to finally say, like, uncle, or like, I give in, I give up. I know what you're saying. I need to work on this, right? I do think that this is going to eventually be learned, but this is a very stubborn person. I think there's a positive influence in their life that eventually is successful in nudging them to kind of like grow up a little bit, you know? I hope that helps, and thank you for the tip again, Unida. And we've got Dana. Am I feeling tired because of pregnancy? No. It feels like there's too much instability or question marks going on, and it means your brain isn't really able to go to sleep as quickly or easily. So you may be even struggling to sleep, or you may have kind of like a strange sleep pattern, or nutrition may be a little bit challenging right now. But I do feel like there's going to be like you'll be feeling better in a short period. There's someone here who's going to come through and tell you the truth about a situation, and it helps you to sleep better, or it helps you to understand what's going on. So you said sleeping too much lately, but one thing that I have definitely learned over time is sometimes if you say sleep like 11 hours instead of 8, it's not revitalizing you the way that like 8 hours might, so it may be making you feel even more tired. So it could be about the quality of sleep that you're getting. Just the other night, I watched the Star Trek episode where the Enterprise was slowly going mad because nobody was able to achieve REM sleep or REM sleep. That could be an issue. So it's the quality of sleep that needs to be addressed, and possibly also something to do with your nutrition or your I don't know, overall ability to process the thoughts. You might need a little bit more of a meditative approach or like introduction into sleep. I can definitely do that. Dana, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you get some improved health shortly. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Dive. How are you doing? Could you read the energy before our breakup? I'm struggling with self-blame and seeking clarity about my role in all of this. What was the energy prior to the breakup for Unaida? Impulsive, indecisive, prone to anger, antagonistic. Knight of Swords in the reverse, Hanged Man, Knight of Wands in the reverse, Empress in the reverse. Emotional manipulation. Was this person determined to sabotage or end this relationship? Yes. This is someone who felt like they needed to start a fight or felt like they needed to, you know, cause some fireworks here because they wanted to walk away. I think this is more about insecurity or fear, but let's see as far as like, what were the contributions or things that Unaida did or didn't do that contributed to this? The number 7 is important, by the way, because we've got the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 7 of Cups. We also had the 7 of Wands. This is saying that whoever this person is, they felt like you are not giving enough. They felt like you were keeping some sort of secretive energy or that maybe you were manipulative. I don't think they're right entirely. I do think they're right partially. You'll know what part it is. There is a call to action for you to be more focused on the long-term gratification and less focused on the short term. I hope that makes sense. You're welcome, Dana. Kushara, what do we have for Kushara? Ten of Cups. Happy, loving energy, domestic bliss, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. This is very positive, Kashara. I feel like you're about to get good news or a major offer. This could be something regarding a living or work situation. It could also be about a romantic, but I feel like it's something that improves your home life. It could even be like an approval for some time off. But with this King of Swords, I get this like feeling of empowerment, like, okay, now I've been able to clear that hurdle. Now I can do what it is that I want. So I would expect good news in the next 2 or 3 days. Thank you, Unaida. I appreciate that. And I'm sending you healing energy. Remember not to be too harsh on yourself, okay? But I'm impressed because being able to focus on what we can do to improve situations is always a good move. We don't want to be in the habit of blaming everyone else, right? Hello, Mira. How are you doing? Hello, George. What's up? All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to.